stories, when you hear this cuckoo, turn the page. This story is called Peter Potato. Peter Potato was pretty good at making and mending things. He had endless patience and never tired of inventing new gadgets to make life easier for the garden gang. They brought all their broken tools to him, and he mended them in no time at all. A brand new tool shed arrived in the garden one morning. It was brought on the back of a huge red lorry, which had driven carefully into the yard at the back of the house. 2 strong men unloaded it, and Mr. Rake proudly inspected his new shed. Mr. Rake spent all that day emptying the old tool shed and arranging his tools neatly in the new one. By evening, all that was left in the old shed was a broken lawnmower, 4 wheels from an old pram, and 1 or 2 logs. Peter Potato had been watching Mr. Rake all day, and as he had watched, he had made a most wonderful plan. He knew he would need some help if his idea was to work, so he gathered the garden gang together and told each of them how they could help. As soon as it was dark, they all started work. First, the broken lawnmower was brought from the old shed. Then the 4 pram wheels. Then the logs. And they were all packed into Peter's backyard. Finally, the shed itself was carefully taken to pieces, and the wood and glass stored in Peter's yard with the other things. Days went by, and all that could be heard from Peter Potato's shed was banging, clanging, and hammering. Sometimes dust could be seen coming from the shed windows, but always there was the gruff voice of Peter singing as he worked. The garden gang had been asked to stay out of the shed. By the end of July, Peter's shed was beginning to bulge at the sides. In fact, you could say that it was bursting at the seams. But still, Peter kept his secret. "Give me 2 more weeks," he said, "and the job will be finished." It was early in August when the banging, clanging, and hammering finally stopped. The garden gang looked on excitedly as the door opened and Peter Potato came out into the evening sunshine. Although he looked tired and grubby, he had a very contented smile on his face. "It's finished," he said. "Can we see? Can we see?" called out the younger fruit and vegetables. But Peter only smiled and said, "Be here tomorrow evening at 6:30. Wear something warm, because the evenings are growing cooler." With that, he locked the shed door and went home to bed. At 6:30 next evening, the garden gang waited outside Peter's shed door. Peter opened the door and went in. There was a clicking sound, then a chugging, and out of the shed, Peter Potato drove the most beautiful engine ever seen, and it was pulling 2 brightly coloured coaches. The coaches were soon filled with happy, chattering people, and away they went for the first of many nightly rides. How they all admired Peter for his skill, which brought so much pleasure. Mr. Rake never did find out what had happened to his old garden shed. But we know, don't we? When the music stops, turn the cassette over.